Help me to reach 2,000 subscribers. The sound that shattered me wasn't a scream or a confession. It was a laugh. A woman's laugh, muffled, breathless, intimate, echoing through the barely cracked door of our guest room. I froze in the hallway, my hand still holding the tray of coffee I'd made for my husband and his brother, who were supposedly discussing business in there. My throat went dry. I knew that laugh. I'd heard it countless times during family dinners, birthday parties, and holidays. It belonged to Anna, my brother-in-law's wife. For a second, my mind tried to rationalize it. Maybe they were watching something funny? Maybe not. The next sound gutted me completely. A low moan. My husband's voice, unmistakable, murmuring her name. The tray slipped from my trembling hands. Cups shattered against the floor. Coffee splashing across my bare feet. The noise startled them. The door flew open and there they were. Anna, half-dressed, clutching the bedsheet to her chest. Daniel, my husband, with his shirt unbuttoned and guilt scrawled across his face like a confession written in sweat. "Rachel, wait, this isn't what it looks like," he stammered, voice cracking with panic. I remember staring at them both, numb, as if my mind had detached from my body. My heart was pounding so violently that I thought it would burst through my ribs. "Really?" I whispered, my voice barely audible. "Then tell me, Daniel, what exactly does it look like?" Anna avoided my eyes. Her lips quivered, but she said nothing. "Coward." Daniel reached for me, but I stepped back. "Don't touch me," I said, my voice sharper this time. "Not after that." He opened his mouth, searching for some excuse, but there was nothing that could unsee what I just witnessed. I turned and walked away, each step feeling like I was walking through glass. For days I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. The betrayal wasn't just sexual, it was surgical. They had cut through the family I had spent years helping to build. We had Sunday dinners with his brother and Anna every week. We shared vacations, inside jokes, holiday traditions. I had trusted her with my secrets. She knew everything about our marriage, our struggles, our intimacy, my insecurities. And she used that knowledge against me. Daniel begged for forgiveness. He cried, cursed himself, said it was a mistake. But mistakes don't last 6 months. Mistakes don't happen in my own home, in the room where his brother once stayed during his divorce. I couldn't tell his brother Mark. Not yet. He adored Anna, and though they'd had problems, he believed in her. He always said, "She's the only person who makes me feel seen." That sentence haunted me for weeks, because Daniel once said the same thing about me. I started noticing the small ways betrayal spreads like mold. My reflection looked older, my voice duller. The house felt tainted. Their scent lingered in the air, no matter how many times I washed the sheets. The trust one once had in Daniel rotted silently between us. One night, while he slept beside me pretending everything was fixable, I lay awake staring at the ceiling. I realized something horrifying. I still loved him, but it wasn't the same love. It was love mixed with venom. I wanted him to feel what I felt, to drown in it. That was when the plan began forming. A week later, I invited Mark over. Daniel wasn't home. He'd started working late again, trying to earn back my trust. Mark looked tired, hollow-eyed. "Anna's been distant," he admitted. "I think she's hiding something." I handed him a glass of whiskey and said softly, "You deserve honesty, Mark. And you deserve someone who sees you." He looked at me strangely, confusion flickering behind his eyes. "Rachel, what are you saying?" "I'm saying," I whispered, leaning closer, "that the people we trust most can destroy us quietly. But they don't have to win." His brow furrowed, suspicion and curiosity tangled together. Then I told him the truth. Every sordid, ugly detail. First, he didn't believe me. His denial cracked when I showed him the messages I'd found on Daniel's phone. The pet names. The hotel receipts. The pictures. He dropped his glass, it shattered like mine had that day in the hallway. She was with him? His voice broke. I didn't answer. I didn't need to. For a long moment we just sat there, two people gutted by the same betrayal, breathing in silence. Then something shifted between us, an understanding raw and painful. "I don't know what to do," Mark murmured. "I can't even look at her." "Then don't," I said softly. "Look at me instead." His eyes met mine, and for the first time in weeks I felt seen again. Not pitted. Seen. We didn't mean for it to happen that night. But pain has a way of finding its own language. We found ours in whispers, in trembling hands, in the kind of closeness that doesn't heal, it consumes. It wasn't revenge at first. It was survival. But later, as I watched Daniel struggle to fix the cracks in our marriage, I realized I had given Mark exactly what Daniel had taken from him. The truth, the intimacy, the love he'd been denied. And in doing so, I gave myself something to power. The fallout came 2 weeks later. Anna confronted me first. She showed up at my door, mascara streaked, shaking. "How could you?" she cried. "How could you sleep with Mark?" I looked her dead in the eye and said, "How could you?" She slapped me. I didn't flinch. "Now you know what it feels like," I whispered. Daniel found out the next day. Mark told him everything. There were no denials this time. Just silence. For once, Daniel couldn't talk his way out of the wreckage he created. He packed a bag, eyes hollow, voice trembling. "We destroyed everything," he said. "No," I corrected him. "You did. I just made sure you understood what destruction feels like." Months passed. The divorce papers were signed. The house was sold. Daniel moved out of state. Anna disappeared somewhere with her guilt. Mark and I didn't end up together. What we shared wasn't built for a future. It was built from ashes. But we stayed in touch. We understood each other in a way no one else could. Sometimes when I look back, I wonder if I went too far. If I became the very thing I despised. But then I remember the sound of that laugh, muffled, breathless, intimate. And I know I would do it all over again. Because he cheated with his brother's wife. So I gave his brother everything he'd ever wanted.